Well, hey, Cancerians. How about a little reading from your metal dog, Rusty Though I Feel? It is your birthday month, and so happy birthday to you. I'm going to actually give you a 7-card spread. Just curious about the whole story. Past, present, what's hidden from you, how you're showing up right now, who is showing up in your life, some advice, and your future. And we'll clarify if you want more. I always want more. So let's see what's happening. First, I'm going to pull an overall card from the Good Tarot, which, if you know me as a reader, I always associate with you Cancerians. Okay, here we go. And my dog likes to drink and eat during these videos, so you are getting a beautiful card of self-sovereignty, the 9 of Pentacles. So this looks very spiritual to me. There's this mask. What that's about is looking at your own self for your wisdom. There's this flower that she's holding. It feels like this new beginning. And you can see that she is held in this 9 of Earth or 9 of Pentacles is also really about making your home, supporting your home. And it's you on your own. It can be that you're alone. Whenever I get this as a person who meets all those qualifications, I feel like, okay, this is a part of my life that I am spending on my own. And this may or may not mean that you're in a relationship. It's just the most important relationship is the one with you and you. All right. Underlying energy. There is some grief here. Card of Scorpio, one of them. 5 of Water or 5 of Cups. You can see that she is sad. This card offers you the possibility of looking towards a new beginning, which is represented here in Ace of Cups in this deck is represented by the little seahorse. What she's thinking about is what she has lost. Bear with the glare. Okay, so that's a good message to you about this is maybe a phase of your life that you're working on self-sovereignty, your beautiful home, growing a new beginning. And that a part of what you're reflecting on is whatever this grief is represented by the 5 of Water. We'll look deeper here. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to a deck I associate with one of my favorite Cancerians, the Dark Tarot. And it's a lot of really awesome, heroic women figures. You'll see. And then there's some, the men appear, but they're just a little monstrous, so they're here too. But let's see what's going on. So if you're able to identify across gender, as I have learned to do, that can work for you. Jibber jabber, I'm very rusty. So let's see. I have shuffled, I have split the deck. The first card will be the recent past for Cancerians. We have the Hermit. This is kind of a 9 of Earth relative energy. So you can see that she's looking into the water, into her own reflection. This deck will have lots of swords, very powerful. In the tarot, a sword represents air and the truth, but basically most of the suits in this deck have swords in them. So much like this 9 of Earth is wearing a mask, kind of speaks to the traditional 9 of Earth where she's holding a falcon that is hooded. And this is about looking to your inside of yourself for the truth. And this is what's happening in this card as well. So recently you have been on your own or spending time on your own reflecting. And you as the Hermit, which is a Virgo energy, as the Hermit, you have access to experience, strength, hope from reflecting on your past. I always think of Cancers doing a good job of thinking about the past, sometimes to the point of being nostalgic. I don't know if that resonates with you. It just comes up when I read Cancerians cards. Okay, so what's happening right now? Wow, the Devil. So don't worry. This is a card it is about addiction. It's about codependence. It's about thoughts that are self-defeating. It can also be about desire, and it's big. It feels big. It feels overwhelming. So it can be about a kind of lustiness. We will clarify, but it does have to do, I'm going to say, with this grief here, with whatever you are letting go of, what you're losing. And it feels a little scary when I'm looking at that. And even your desire can feel scary. Okay, so what's hidden from you that the tarot wants you to know? We get the Four of Cups. So this is the card before the Five of Cups. It's a little bit more lightweight. Four of Cups is talking about discontent in a way, in that you're kind of looking at, things don't work out for me. I never get what I want. Meanwhile, just as in this card, we saw this little seahorse. You're going to have, because you're focusing on what never works out, you're missing true love is waiting in the wings. This handsome guy here, right? She's like really bummed out, and she's not seeing that opportunity there. So the tarot wants you to know that if and when you get finished with this grieving process, and I'm going to say the Devil, we get a little insight into the Devil here, which is one of the self-defeating thought processes, a story that you tell about yourself that you're really being invited to let go of when you get a Four of Cups, is it'll never work out for me. That's not true. You're just so focused on that kind of negative, ho-hum, been there, done that, it never happens for me attitude, that you're not actually seeing what is waiting there for you, which is a new emotional opportunity. That Ace of Cups, it's self-love, it's divine love, it's a new love, it's a true love. It's all of these beautiful emotional possibilities and a new beginning here, which I really see reflected in that little flower that she's holding in her hands. Okay, so how are you showing up at this time in your life? Oh, I love this card. Yeah, you're showing up as a Three of Pentacles. It's a very practical, earthy energy. Three of Pentacles traditionally is about working with others and people that have different skill sets to make something real in the world. I love this particular Three of Pentacles because we can really see how awkward that feels. So there's a feeling of awkwardness about you, perhaps, that is, it's okay. You are still showing up to get in the mix and to help realize this vision, and definitely trust that you have something to bring to this project. But it is very different strengths in everybody involved, and you have a strength. So traditionally, you would have the rich guy, the architect, and the builder building a great cathedral. So you have three different skill sets coming together. Yeah, it's a great card. Very awkward trans-species connection. Okay. If you've been spending time on your own, getting out and about can feel a little bit challenging like that. Like, I'm a unicorn and I don't fit is something that I sometimes feel, but I really felt it when I came out of a hermit, Nine of Earth space, where I've been alone. During COVID is the perfect example. I think it was weird for everybody to come out of isolation. Okay, well, let's ask about the people in your life. And this can also be your inner people, like your inner children, your inner family. What do we have here? There is your Ace of Cups. So it's either about you recognizing your self-love here, a divine love, or that there is a new love beginning, and it's represented by a person outside of you. That in this reading, that is the place that is held. It's your people. Okay, so it looks like a new emotional opportunity. It's shown to us 3 times already in the Five of Water, in the Four of Cups, and now here. And it looks like if you're aware of who this person is, it's going to feel a little bit like that. That's pretty cute. Okay, what's a little advice for Cancer here? The advice is a Two of Swords. So Two of Swords is really about a decision. So if there's advice in a Two of Swords, it's make up your mind, choose. It can also be that it's possible to hold 2 truths at the same time. It's very uncomfortable, though. So if there are 2 truths, you may be advised to pick one, and I will clarify to see if we can get a little bit more insight into that. Like the dilemma I see here is that you're in a period of self-sovereignty and looking into yourself. The devil's here. We really want to know about that. You're grieving, you're reflecting on the past in multiple ways. The Hermit, the Four of Cups, and the Five of Cups are all about looking on the past. It's a painful past, but you've learned something from it. Then you have this Ace of Cups showing up, and you're not seeing that person. So at the very least, we see that dilemma between I'm doing me and I'm open to you, right? Those are 2 different directions. You can probably do both at the same time. I actually think it's good to do both at the same time. We will clarify. Okay, the future for Cancer. Ooh, a Six of Swords. Gorgeous. This is a very wonderful future. So the devil here tells us that you might have some self-defeating thoughts. You're appearing here in this awkwardness. You could be the lady in red. I actually think you're the lady in red, but you're feeling this awkwardness of this connection, or in your connections, like, who are these people? They seem to be frogs instead of humans. The Six of Swords, like the Two of Swords, and like the Hermit, there's this intellectual thoughts, stories, paradigms. And in the Six of Swords, you get to the point in the future where you realize, I must quit believing these stories and move on. What you get to is a much more calm, peaceful place. So thinking into yourself, what is the story that you have about yourself? It's really powerful feeling. How can you shift from that apparent truth, right? Like I'm awkward could be a truth. Nobody gets me. That could be another story that you could tell about yourself, into, well, you know what? I'm going to be authentic, and I get me, and there's peace in that, right? And that's when we would interpret this Ace of Cups, which is other people, but also it could be your self-love. So if we interpret that in terms of inner child or inner family or self-love in some way, that you are the other in your life, we can definitely see how that would cause a paradigm shift into more calm, peaceful, I'm not looking outside for approval, I give myself approval kind of place. It's fantastic. Okay, so we're going to look under the deck here, see what is underlying, and we see the Nine of Pentacles again. We've already seen this card. This is this card. So it's very much about self-sovereignty, about being on your own and meeting your own needs. I look at this figure. She's in the blue dress. The blue dress represents authenticity. There's these tentacles lying around her. Her wings are tattered. It looks like she's been in a battle. She's won the battle. She is the queen who is defending herself. So that's a very powerful representation of self-sovereignty. Truly one of the most beautiful cards in the tarot. One other card, the Knight of Wands. So when I saw the Devil, I thought, oh, this could be your desire. There is some kind of passionate, charismatic energy here. It's very fiery. It's a lot of willpower. This could be this other person that's showing up. This is a kind of player energy. And it's actually not very good at committing, but it can be quite sexy and quite fun. So it feels like this outside energy, it might even be your fear that this is the only kind of energy that's going to come towards you. And instead, what's really coming towards you in another person is this Ace of Cups. I haven't really bothered to look at this. Yeah, so I'm going to look a little bit at this image. So we have the cup. We can see there's like a dragon behind her. It's a very powerful representation of the divine or of some kind of other. I can think of this other too. The cup, is that a nostril that's filling the cup? Or is it looks maybe like a nostril. That's a big ass dragon. And then this Amazon reference here with the one-breastedness. It's a very powerful other here, and it could be you, dragon you, Amazon you. It's pretty cool. I love this deck. I'm glad it's giving you very powerful images. It's also giving you a very clear story. I am going to clarify, and I'm going to use this traditional Rider Smith weight, whatever you want to call it. The artist is Smith, but it speaks very, very clearly. So we're going to use this to clarify. Yeah, okay. All right. This is like a new phone. It's the same brand and everything, but I have no idea how this is going to look. I'm so rusty. It's funny, but it's fun. I like your story, Cancer. Okay, so we're going to look at the recent past, which we have this interesting hermit representation. Sure makes the going alone and being a hermit look a lot more exciting, if you ask me. Okay, there's your Four of Cups. So this is you looking at the past. Hermit does that. This is a kind of bummer of a past, all right? Meanwhile, that Ace of Cups is being offered to you, and you're not noticing it, okay? Oh, there is some victory. There is your willpower represented by the wands. You are being recognized by others that your idea has prevailed. You've come through perhaps a fight. The Five of Wands energy is really an inner struggle. Oh, and there is the Star. Healing and wish fulfillment. It looks to me like you've done something really beautiful in the past. So on the table it goes Star, victory, and then it runs into this Four of Cups. So you've really looked into your emotions, you've been grounded, you've trusted the divine, you've healed, you have prevailed. Other people have acknowledged that you're right, and you ride forth in victory with your integrity. Then you run into this Four of Cups thing. And so that's what we're being called to look at further here. That's what you're not seeing, right? That's what the tarot wants you to know is the Four of Cups. So we'll maybe get a little insight into that. So you were on a great path. It was that hermiting internal work. And then you run into the Four of Cups. So if you think about yourself, it feels like this. It's a little scary. It's a little big. It's very disempowering. And it could be your desire. But let's see. Let us see. there is the Five of Wands. I just mentioned it. I just learned what all the figures in this card represent in this traditional tarot deck. So you have, this is the Page of Cups, who has this, everybody has an idea here. This is everybody's willpower in conflict. So the page, they're all pages in the tarot. So the Page of Cups says, I bring my heart. This I bring, and it is the right idea. And then you have the goody two-shoes, slowpoke knight who does everything right. Says, well, this is my willpower. And I say, I'm not getting in this fight at all. And then you have, in the mix, in the front, we see in the orange, I believe, yeah, we see that is your Page of Swords. That's your mind. And then there's 2 pages of wands. So that's your body, your desire, your willpower. And there's this, so it's an inner struggle. So that is a part of what's happening now, right? So that's why one idea prevails here. Okay. Could be the Knight of Wands. Any one of these pages matures into this Knight of Wands, kind of riding into victory. But it could be any one of the elements that prevails. Okay, then we have you seeking balance. You can see the waters representing your emotions, a little bit disturbed. I see your disturbance and your need for balance. And there's your heart and mind in conflict, very painful. This is why you're in a Four of Cups place. No, we're there because it hurts. We've been disappointed. We've had our heart broken. We know you're grieving. This is the Five of Cups. It's very painful. It's grief. And the Three of Swords emphasizes that it has. So today, the Devil here, you're really in inner conflict. It's all of your elements in conflict. You feel out of balance, maybe a little ungrounded, and you're still healing this Three of Swords. So it's a heartbreak, it's a betrayal. I feel like it's why you have inner conflict, and it's really kind of getting to you because you have the Devil here. Okay. Looking at what the tarot wants you to know. Right, here she is, like the hermit, looking down into the water, looking at her reflection, looking at her feelings, and not seeing that somebody is standing there waiting for her to notice them. That's always nice to know, isn't it? Okay. Yes, there is a real new practical beginning. You go through that garden gate. Something real is being offered to you. It's very practical. There's discontent. There is a walking away because there's a missing cup. It could be a spiritual journey. It could be great. That's this process that you've been on. That's why you're super inner looking. And there's your Two of Swords. That's your future. There's that dilemma. Yeah, you're torn between that emotional, spiritual work and this offer. You actually know about this offer. You can feel it. You can feel that it is real. Right? So your future, or your advice is actually the Two of Swords. So you don't know this, but you need to choose, or you may feel you need to choose between that looking back words, that discontent that is in the Four of Cups, but is really about this Eight of Cups, is when you get to the point where you've left in search of that Ace of Cups that is missing. The Ace of Cups is here in multiple ways, right? And I don't want to be too repetitive, but the Ace of Cups is here, and the Ace of Pentacles is telling us not only is it an emotional gift that's here, it's real, it's legit, it's not anything you need to be afraid is some kind of Knight of Wands facade, but you may be afraid of that. because I think you've been worked over, my Cancerian friend. So, okay. So this is about you. You appearing here as this awkward Three of Pentacles, this wonderful collaboration. So here we go. This is supposedly a card of Scorpio, but to me, Six of Cups, it's a soulmate connection. It's undefended love. It can be full of nostalgia. It can be someone from the past. It's a beautiful energy that I really do associate with Cancerians. Wow. Then you have authenticity and absolute wish fulfillment and happiness, the happiest card in the tarot. You may be hearing my little dog snoring now. Oh, he's so cute. All right. And there is you healing from those stories, those thoughts. It's a going alone. It's like to have this soulmate connection, to do this inner child work. And I really always think of the inner child when I see this image of this naked baby on the white horse with the freak flag flying. This is in order to be your authentic self there and to return to that sense of undefended love. You do need some alone time to heal. And you're being told in your advice and in your future that this is about your thoughts, your stories, the paradigms that have shaped your entire life, perhaps, up to this point. Okay, so we have an Ace of Cups appearing in your life. Let's find out more about that. Oh, this one wants to jump out. Justice. This is a legal reference. It's also a card of Gemini. Justice. I think of it as a mirroring energy that makes me think of the Two of Cups, but it's a big card. Big, powerful person or energy. There's been a long struggle. You are beaten up, but you are almost there when you have this. So this is the person, the other person in your life, or you. And the world, wow, they have finished a big life cycle. This is telling us about this other person. And if you're interpreting that other person as you, and there's lots here to suggest that you could do that. But if this is another person in your life, they could be somewhere in the justice system or a social justice worker in some way. They've struggled for a long, long time. They've exerted their will. They've been a little bit beaten up in that process. It feels political and outside of them, whereas yours is much more internal. But they're actually finished with that, and they're also starting a new beginning. So that's why the Ace appears for them, because they're also at an emotional new beginning place. They've gone through a major cycle. They're a mature person, and their beginnings anew after much struggle in the realm of justice. So if you can think of who that might be, or if that is you, take it as you will. So your advice is this Two of Swords, right? It's a decision. It's difficult to make this decision, or because Gemini energy is here with justice, I'm like, well, you don't really have to make a decision. Sometimes it's the idea that we need to make a decision. You know what you're thinking already. I believe I've made some suggestions. So let's see what the cards say. Okay, there's a little bit unknown. There's maybe something that you need to explore, your emotional depths, like that little lobster. You go down and you explore the muds of yourself. There's a sense from the Hermit, from the Nine of Earth, from the mask that she's wearing, the Devil appearing here, that you, and also the Six of Cups, that you might be doing some kind of internal inner child exploration of, and although the moon is a card of Pisces, this is your water sister. You were quite comfortable in the emotions, my friend. Okay. There's some work, real practical. You got to put in the work to see what you'll get. Yeah, I see some work for you, Cancer. And there is your beautiful soulmate connection with people that get you, where you get to be your authentic self. It's an interesting journey because the story is really clear. You're doing inner work. You're doing it alone. But what you are getting, what you're being told is that as you're doing that, as you're reflecting on the past, there is some beautiful, with the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, and now the Four of Wands, we're really seeing soulmate connection, love, an emotionally real offer that Ace of Pentacles says that is a gift that you get as a result of doing inner work, going alone and coming to know yourself and what's hurting you in your concepts, right? That's your devil. You're working on the devil. It's no small thing. Okay, the future. Looks like you get through to the other side. You shift out of the thoughts that are self-defeating and move into more, I don't know, truths that feel better, that perhaps make you less fearful of love. Because you're afraid of love because something happened in the past that hurt you. That's what this Three of Swords tells me. It's like your heart says, and then your mind's like, no. And you might also be feeling a lot of pain. An inner battle with that Five of Wands. Okay. Six of Swords. There was a Ten of Pentacles on the bottom. I felt like I wanted to shuffle, but it's a very nice, abundant future, and it's here for you. Okay, there is mastery here. So you got the Seven of Pentacles. Now you have an Eight of Pentacles here in your future. It's like you kind of got the rhythm. You've got integrity. Seven of Wands. That comes right after the Six of Wands, right? So we've seen 5, 6, 7 of Wands here. So this is you with your willpower, and you're able to stand up for yourself, and you know your truth, and you stand within integrity. It's also a little bit of resistance. You might read into that. Let's see. Oh, wrong card. There's your Ten of Pentacles. See? You know, I don't read upside down cards, so it's Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, you really put in work. You've shown integrity. It's like you've distinguished yourself. And so then we see you, right, if you're now in the Nine of Earth, a solitary abundance and self-sovereignty, it prepares you to do that in community or partnership with others. Okay, that's very nice. On the bottom, I actually already saw this. Oh, good. Okay, there's your Six of Swords. It just reiterates the very same card that is your future. So this is about you shifting. So to kind of add to that sense of shifting, it's very emotional and painful. Five of Water, Five of Cups. Fives are passageways. None of them feel good to be in. You got the Five of Wands here as well in your present. They're passageways, meaning you're doing it one way and now you have an opportunity to switch and do it another way. You have an opportunity to see that Ace of Cups, to get over your fear. Though your fear is founded in past experience, you're really meant to return. I love these cards for you. You're meant to return to undefended love, these little children giving each other flowers, filling their cups with flowers, which represent that pure and innocent and undefended energy, this joy and happiness and authenticity there as well. It's a process of inner work and healing. Right? So this is what you're engaged in right now, Cancer. And I love it for you. And let me know. All right. Have a beautiful day.